Now, this was a masterful display. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about Florida Governor Ron DeSantis responding to criticism aimed in his direction from former President Donald Trump. Now, not only did DeSantis respond, but Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin responded as well a few days ago. And before I get into those videos, which I do have, let's back up a little bit here to explain what's going on and how we've gotten right here, right now, today. Now, Trump is expected to announce he's going to run again tonight, which is Tuesday, November the 15th, 2022. He probably was going to announce last week on that Monday in that Ohio rally before the midterm elections, but he probably was convinced not do that because that'd be a giant distraction. It'd be a election day disaster. So rather than saying, hey, I'm going to run right now, he's like, okay, I have another announcement next week because I don't want to distract from things right now. I was like, okay, you did not announce you're going to run, but you pretty much did do that. But anyway, I digress. The whole point is that he is preemptively attacking DeSantis and Youngkin because he knows that these guys are the front runners to become the next GOP nominee in 2024, and he doesn't want that. He wants to be the guy out in front. So he's attacking them when they have not announced any kind of run or attacked Trump themselves. And before I go any further, let's roll the clips. Let's start with DeSantis first, and then Youngkin. Let's go ahead and roll it.
We would like to know what you think about Trump's big announcement and some of the less than flattering comments he has made about you.
Well, you know, one of the things I've learned in this job is when you're leading, when you're getting things done, yeah, you take incoming fire. That's just the nature of it. I roll out of bed in the morning. I've got corporate media outlets that have a spasm, just the fact that I'm getting up in the morning, and it's constantly attacking. And this is just what's happened. I don't think any governor got attacked more, particularly by corporate media, than me over my 4-year term. And yet, I think what you learn is all that's just noise. And really what matters is, are you leading? Are you getting in front of issues? Are you delivering results for people? And are you standing up for folks? And if you do that, then none of that stuff matters. And that's what we've done. We focused on results and leadership. And, at the end of the day, I would just tell people to go check out the scoreboard from last Tuesday night. The fact of the matter is, the fact of the matter is, it was the greatest Republican victory in the history of the state of Florida.
Well, there you have it. Very well said, DeSantis. Very well said. And I don't know if you noticed what he did there. He did not actually talk about Trump at all. Not really. He spoke about just attacks in general, mainly from the media. That was a very good, I don't want to say deflection, but a great way to answer the question, because rather than making it be about one person, it was about a broader thing about being attacked. It's like, okay, you're out here doing things, you're having success, you see the scoreboard in Florida, we swept the state, we took Miami-Dade, made that red. So you see what we're doing. We got results, we're producing results. That's all that really matters. All the noise in the background is irrelevant. It's totally irrelevant, and I like that. And again, it wasn't even about Trump. It's about any noise from any critic. When I'm doing well, when you see the numbers, when you see the scoreboard, when you see the results, that's what matters. So I like that. That was a fantastic response. He didn't back down from the question. He just answered it in a more broad sense. So that is how you handle the media, how you handle reporters. And that's part of the reason why, not the only reason why, but that's a big part of the reason why DeSantis is very popular right now and why he'd be the front runner in 2024 to get a GOP nomination. Trump, on the other hand, if Trump was to run in 2024, I'd vote for him. But I know in my heart of hearts, and a lot of you guys know as well, that he would be very divisive just because of what the media has done to him, what others have said about him, what they've done to him. So he'd be divisive. He'd be someone that people would try to avoid. And I think ultimately that could cost us the election in 2024 when it shouldn't be that way. It's unfortunate, but that's just the reality of our country. Okay, let's go back to 2016 right quick. Let me come back so you can see me clearly. Let's go back to 2016. Now, a lot of the things we see right now in 2022 in our country did not even exist in 2016. Was TikTok even around in 2016? I'm not really sure it was. If it was, it definitely was not the way it is right now. It's pretty much infiltrated every young person's mind in America and all over the world, but definitely in America as well. Not really China, although it's Chinese. They banned TikTok in China. That's a different story. I digress. The whole point is that things have changed in a very short period of time. So if you're going to use the same methods from 2016, using 2024 to trying to have success, you may have failure as a result rather than success. So at a certain point, we got to see, okay, writings on the wall. Who are the new leaders of the country? Is it going to be Donald Trump at 78 years old? Or is it going to be 44-year-old Ron DeSantis or a guy like Glenn Youngkin? And speaking of Glenn Youngkin, I have another clip right here because, like I said, Trump also attacked Glenn Youngkin because, believe it or not, he could be a front runner for the GOP nomination in 2024. If DeSantis stays in Florida, he doesn't win, he doesn't go for the nomination, you could have DeSantis being there. You have a lot of success. Understand this. Glenn Youngkin won Virginia last year as a governor, as a Republican. Now, Virginia is basically controlled by Northern Virginia. This is the swamp, okay? Virginia is controlled by the swamp for the most part, but yet and still, Glenn Youngkin won. There's no way a Kerry Lake or somebody like that could win in Virginia because they're seen as too far right, too extreme. Although I don't believe that. It doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. What matters is what the constituents in that particular state think. Let's go ahead and roll it here, though.
What's your reaction?
First of all, I didn't see it,
We have it right here.
and I have to be honest. I've been busy all morning. Listen, you all know me. I do not call people names. I really work hard to bring people together, and that's what we're working on. Well, that's what I'm saying, and I just that's not the way I roll, and not the way I behave, and I think again, this is a moment for us to come together as a nation.
What's your reaction?
First of all.
So there it is. I mean, he's just like, look, I don't even do that. I don't even get involved in the name calling. Y'all know me. Y'all know what I'm on. I'm just all about just trying to get stuff done. I'm just not even that kind of guy. And that is part of the reason why he won. Again, if you have a guy that was more like Trump in Virginia, it wouldn't work. Maybe in like a middle America type place, maybe it'll work. But Virginia, with a third of the population in DC, basically DC metro area, very, very, very liberal, very, very blue area, it's not going to work. So at a certain point, you got to say, okay, what's more important? Is it more important to succeed in elections, or is it more important to get a guy that I like to run? Your guy that you like might be able to run, but can he win? That's the question. And it wouldn't be nothing personal. Like if I was to say to Trump, it's like, all right, Trump, what you should do is just say, you know what? I'm not going to run. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to support whoever is requesting of me to support them. Whoever wants me to come out there and campaign, I'll campaign for them. I'll just support them that way. Maybe even, give financially, do something like that. But to ignore the country and what's going on, it doesn't make any sense. You can't go all the way, what some would see as far to the right when things have gone so far to the left. Like I said, drag queen story time, trans kids, all that kind of stuff didn't even exist just a few years ago. I saw this chart, or it might have been a map, something like that, where there was a list of, I guess you would say, trans children resource centers or places that perform surgeries on children. And I think 2015, 2016, there wasn't really any. And now they're all over the place. Just in a very short period of time. What's that, 6 years? Things change in a very short period of time, and you got to be able to adapt to it. And if you don't adapt to it, you get left behind. That's just how things are. I wish it wasn't that way, but it is that way. And as I close, I want to say this. Shout out to Ron DeSantis and Glenn Youngkin for showing great restraint and for being good politicians. You know what? You know what I've learned over the years? We say, well, not all of us, but a lot of us say we don't like politicians. We don't like being told things make us feel good, but that's kind of not true. The majority of normies who aren't really politically inclined, who don't know a lot about this, what we're talking about right now, which is most people, the majority of normies appreciate a good politician. They appreciate the suit and the tie and the Clark Kent type hairstyle and the clean shave. And they appreciate that. They appreciate the flowery language. They appreciate questions being answered in a certain kind of way. They like that. That's why these guys look like that and act like that, because they know the average normie appreciates it and respects it. Okay. It's also why a lot of these CEOs are above 6 foot tall. The president are above 6 foot tall normally. That's just what people like. They see it as something that they can respect. They see it as somebody that's in authority, and they're going to just follow their lead. That's just the truth. And I wish maybe it wasn't that way, but we got to just accept things, accept reality for what it is. So I think Youngkin and DeSantis have a very good chance of being able to get a nomination in 2024 and win if they ran for president. Trump, on the other hand, would have a massive amount of support. He has big campaign rallies that'd be packed out. But could he win? Because ultimately, the moderates, the in-betweens, the fence riders, they will decide elections. And I think Trump is a guy that is he'll have a really hard time being able to gain those people, which equals a loss. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? How do you feel about what DeSantis and Youngkin said as it relates to what Trump said about them? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys pretty much know where I'm at. They handle themselves very well. That's the way you should handle it. And I know what Trump's trying to do. I understand where Trump's coming from. I understand he wants to be the nominee. But I don't think what he's doing right now is going to be able to work, because they're not really going to engage with it, and they won't go back and forth with him. They're not running right now. So that strategy is not going to be successful. If anything, the way that they responded will help them more. Maybe it's some kind of 3D underwater chess where he gets to say things that are kind of inflammatory and have them respond in a very nice and easygoing way, kind of like good cop, bad cop. I don't think that's what's happening, but that's kind of what it's playing out like. And like I said, it's going to help DeSantis and Youngkin more than it'll help Trump. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.